Lesson 2 has to do with basic editing features and how to edit a document and make changes to it after you already have it typed. Now, when you make changes to words or text that's already on the screen, the first thing you have to do is select the text. Sometimes it will refer to it as highlight the text, but we're going to call it selecting the text. There are many ways to do that. If you want to select a word, now some of you will have some difficulty. If it's a big paragraph, you need to get at the beginning or the end of the section that you want to select. You can't start in the middle of it and go both directions. So suppose I wanted to select this entire line. I could click and drag across it, and that has it selected. Now it's ready for me. Whatever I tell it to do, the computer to do, it will do only to that line of text that I have selected. If it's an entire paragraph that you want to select, you can triple click in it. You have to get that triple click down pretty good, but that will select the entire paragraph. If it's just a word you want to select, you can double click on the word. Or you can just click and drag. Notice out over here, deselect that. To deselect it, you just click off somewhere in the white area, one left click, and that will deselect it. Notice when I put my cursor out over here in the left-hand margin, see the white arrow? That's a selection arrow. I can also select, when I click, it selects the line that it is next to. If I click and drag the arrow down, notice it selects whatever I drag across. There are many ways to select text or select items. Doesn't matter to me which one you use, you just need to know how to do it. Now, suppose I want to select the entire document. There's a nice, easy way. It's on the Home tab under the Editing section, and we want to choose Select, and when I click on it, I can choose Select All, and it selects everything on the text, graphics, word art, or anything that I have there. Then whatever I do will affect the entire document. So just know that is what selecting text means. That you're going to do something, just click off of it to deselect it. Now, there is a command here. It's called Show Hide, and it is under the Home tab, the Paragraph section, and this little icon right here. Let me show you what that does. When I click on it, notice I have various marks on my screen. I have these little paragraph symbols. Notice here, can you see the little dots? You may not be able to see it. Huh? I know, but I'm repeating it. Notice you have the little dots between words. That's where you press the space bar. If I come down here and I press the tab key, this will put me an arrow every time I press the tab key. I know it clutters up your screen, but when it tells you to turn it on, suppose the instructions tell you to click in the document at the first paragraph mark. You don't know where that is. You can't tell on the screen where your first paragraph mark is until you hit this little button right here. Well, this is really your first one, so it may tell you to click on the one underneath the graphic. Well, here it is. So you put your cursor there so you can add some text. This is what we refer to as a toggle key because it toggles on and off. It goes one of two ways. This is on, this is off, on, off. It's a toggle key. There are lots of different toggle keys, but this is one of them. Now, let me show you something here. I don't know whether any of you noticed this, but when we type When I press the enter key, watch what happens. It goes down 2 lines. Notice right here we have a blank line. It's called a blank line space. It is a whole space there that is blank, a whole line. That is set up in as double spacing. Suppose you want to turn that off so it doesn't double space. You do that by going to the Home tab under the Styles section and choose No Spacing. Watch what happens when I click on it. Watch what happens when I press enter. Notice it didn't give me that blank line. It doesn't give it again. But now suppose I want 2 spaces again. I can go back to normal, and when I press enter, notice it went back to 2 spaces. And there it is. So you're going to need to know how to go back from normal spacing to no line spacing. And it's right here in the Style section. Notice if I go back and forth here, I don't click, my screen automatically adjusts. Kind of lets you know a little preview of what's going to happen if you press that screen, press that button. We're going to leave it right there. Of course, you all know about the undo, redo. Shh, guys. That's really nothing new. Undo, redo, and then there is a, well, this is the repeat thing, to repeat what I just did. So they're all right up there. Notice the undo keeps track of everything I did. Here is my date I typed. Here's where I changed the style. Here's where I typed Martha Smith and I changed it again, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to delete any of those. I'm just going to click out because I still want to have those. But you should have those up on your quick access toolbar. Now then, somebody tell me the difference between, well, let me ask it another way. If I copy something and paste it 1 time in the document, how many times do you have it in the document?
2 times.
Everybody agree?
What did you say?
I said, Malik, if you,
No, this is important, okay? Like, I'm having mental issues, so, like, getting all nerves and really bad and things, so, like, I'm about to freak out, like, I'm having some serious family issues, so.
if you copy something in a document and paste it 1 time, how many times do you have it?
Twice.
Twice. Copy means just what it says. I copy and I paste it. You still have it in its original spot, and I have it the second time where I pasted it. Alright, if you cut something in the document and paste it 1 time, how many times do you have it?
Once.
Once. You do just what it says. You cut it, just like you take a pair of scissors and cut it out, but you paste it, still can paste it, and put it in the document. Now, there are several ways to cut and copy and paste. Most of you know this. You must select the text or whatever you want to cut or copy. So you click and highlight it or select it. Several ways you can do it. You can right click, which is what I would do, and choose whichever one of these you want. The keyboard shortcut, anybody remember the keyboard shortcut for copy?
Control V.
Control C. I'm just going to click copy. Notice it didn't delete it. It's still out there. So I'm going to come down here, right click and press enter. And then to paste, there's several ways to do it. You can right click and choose paste. Who remembers the shortcut, keyboard shortcut for paste?
Control V.
Control V is the keyboard shortcut for paste. I do not care which one you do. Let me undo this again. So let's suppose we want to, as a new member, and the comma. If I want to cut this, I right click and cut. Now guess what? It's not really gone. Not really. It puts it out here on the clipboard, which is on the Home tab in the Clipboard section. So I click right here. There is my thing, my item I just cut. Okay? It's still there. It will remain on this clipboard until you close the document down. It will hold, this clipboard will hold 24 items that you cut or copy out there. And you can still go and paste it. So let's change this to you. And come here and let's put our cursor here. You can take advantage of our many programs. So we're just going to paste it in here. It may not make sense. And so let's just right click. There's several ways. We can Control V still. Or we can go over here to the clipboard and choose this item. Put the little drop down arrow and choose paste. Notice when I paste it, I get some little icon, a little icon, folks, right here. This is what we call the paste option button. Notice when I click on it, I have a little drop down arrow. I can choose either keep source formatting, match destination formatting, or keep text only. Your instructions will tell you which one of these to choose. All right? Let's do undo and let's do something else. Let me go all the way back. Let's highlight Exercise World. Let's copy it. So we're going to right click and copy. Notice it put it right here in the list. Let's go down, click here and press enter. Let's paste it from the clipboard. Here I have it. Here are my paste. Here's my paste options button. We want to match destination formatting. In other words, we want it to look like this area right here. We do not want it green. So we're going to choose that option. Notice it turned it from green to match the person's name above it. That option is right there. You must choose it right when you paste it because this will eventually go away when you click away from it. So
if you copy a web page address and move it and underline.
If you paste it from the clipboard, if you just do Control V, I don't think you get this little thing. You have to paste it from the clipboard in order to get the paste options button. That is the difference between copy and cut. Now, let me show you something else. You can do what we call drag and drop. It's a little tricky, but once you get the hang of it, you will enjoy it. Let's suppose, you write this again. Let's suppose I want to make this Dear Miss Smith. I'm going to highlight Miss Smith, the word Smith up here. Watch what I do. I want to copy Smith down here, but I want to copy it using the drag and drop method. So what you do is hold down the Control key, click on Smith, look at my cursor. Can you see the little plus arrow at the end of it? I drag it down and I drop it. Let go of it. It drags and drops it. There's my paste option button, and I'm just going to choose keep source formatting. That is how you do the drag and drop method as copying. Suppose I just want to drag and drop it. Now, could you have done it the other way? Copy and paste? Yes. You could have done it the long way, copy and paste. That is just copying using the drag and drop method. Suppose we just want to use the drag and drop method to, let's do this just for kicks. To cut this and paste it somewhere else. I highlight it, I drag it, let's just drop it right there. I can press enter. I didn't hold down any key, all I did was select it and drag it down here. That is the same as cut and paste. Again, I don't care. You may use the long way, cut, copy, paste, or you may use the drag and drop method. What key do you hold down using the drag and drop method if you're going to copy it?
Control.
Control. Once you get the hang of it, it's not real difficult. Let me undo all this. All right. The next item is find and replace. Again, that's on the home tab. Let's suppose I want to change the word exercise in this document. Every place that the word exercise appears, I want to change it to active. We're going to use, yes, could you look through it and think you'll find all the instances? Yes, but let the program work for you. Go here on the home tab under the editing group, kind of gives you hints, little binoculars, and let's choose. You can choose find or replace. Let's go ahead and do replace because you get these tabs right here. You can find it, you can replace it, and you can go to. I'm going to show you both of them. We're going to hunt for exercise and replace it with active. And I need to type it the same way each time with capital letters. So we have an option. We can choose replace and it will do it singly, one at a time, or we can choose replace all. Let's just do replace. Notice, I think it's already done one of them. Nope, not yet, but it highlights the place it finds it. We're going to replace it. Their exercise is again, we're going to choose replace it, and it will tell you when it's finished searching the document. And there we have, let's close this down. Now instead of exercise world, we have active world. But that is how you use the find and replace. You can use it again. Suppose you want to find and replace. Let's do replace. Let's find the word as, and we're not going to put anything in the replace button, place section. That means it's going to find the word as and replace it with nothing. It will just delete it all. Let's do replace so you can see. Now see, it finds every occurrence of the word as, even in words. I don't want to replace that one, so I'm going to choose find next. We'll replace that one. I want to leave the as in classes, so let's click next. Please, we want to do that. So there was only really one place I wanted to replace it. So you want to be careful whether you choose replace or replace all. It will tell you whether to replace all the occurrences or just some of them. Make sure you read your document over when you do this to make sure it makes mistakes. Obviously that doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. That doesn't really make sense right there, but this was just a demonstration. That is under editing. Another feature under editing in the find and replace section is the go to command. You can tell it to go to, if you have a very long document, you can choose page and tell it what page number to go to. You can tell it to go to the footnote, endnote, and things. We're going to go to line. So let's pretend like we want to go to line 11 in this document. So we click enter, choose line over here, enter the line number and go to, and close this down, and your cursor is at line 11. I'm not going to count those, but that is line 11. Suppose I want to go to line 3. Choose line and 3, go to, close this down. It doesn't automatically close, and now we're at line 3. So that is how you use the go to command. One last thing before I let you go. We've already talked about the word count down here. Word 81. This letter has 81 words in it. Suppose I want to know how many words are in this selected group. Now my word count says 9/81. I know it's hard for you to see down here. That means there's 9 words in this selected section. And there was a total of 81 words in the entire document. Another way you can get to that, which will give you a little more information, is under the Review tab right here, and it's under the Proofing section, and it is this little icon. It has ABC. I have to let my screen tip mouse rest on it for my screen tip. Notice it says word count. When I click on it, it gives me a lot of information. It tells me I have one page, 81 words, which we already knew. Characters with no spaces, 382. That means individual letters, period, commas, and things like that. Characters with spaces, I have 454. That means letters, periods, and all the spaces. I have, according to Word, I have 10 paragraphs. That means I have 10 of these little paragraph marks. And I have 15 lines in this document. Let me close this down. If it says I want to know give me the information in this paragraph, I select the paragraph, go to Review, go to word count. Now it tells me how many characters I have in this selected paragraph with no spaces and how many characters I have with spaces right here. So you do a selection. I think your instructions are going to tell you to click the introductory paragraph, which means the first paragraph in the document. Notice in this particular paragraph that I selected, I have 53 words, 3 lines, and 1 paragraph. All right, just review. You're going to be using the Home tab quite a bit. The Clipboard section, here are your little icons to cut, copy, and paste. Expand to get the clipboard. If you will click on this little launch button right here by the word clipboard, it will open up the clipboard and show you the items that you cut and copied. You're going to be using clipboard. You're going to be using the paragraph section for these paragraph marks. You're going to be using the style section to go to no spacing, and you're going to be using the editing section to find and replace and go to. And then to do a real in-depth word count, you're under the Review tab in the Proofing group right here. Any questions? Anybody want me to show you anything else on this or something you didn't understand? Again, I don't care whether you use the drag and drop method. You can use cut, copy, and paste the old-fashioned way. It's fine with me. I won't know the difference.